Welcome back, guys, to Team Smoggy Carton. We are back with the MRC Gttcc League beginners, and we're at Trial Mountain for round 6, race 11. So without further ado, we'll jump straight down to the grid. And after qualifying, Willy Wonka in the Audi puts it on pole. Second is Centino in the Mazda. Third is Dennis Sirocco. Fourth is Jay West in the Audi. Fifth is SG2 in the Sirocco. Sixth is Alfie in the Swift. Seventh is Kenobi in the Supra. Eighth is the Saint in the Sirocco. Ninth is Locke in the Audi. 10th is C-Mac in the Mazda 3. 11th is Berserker Boy in the Silvia. 12th is Halder in the Mazda 3. 13th is Marco in the Supra. And rounding out the group, is Racerball in the Swift. So, guys, let's jump back to the grid. Start. Go to there. So we're already on 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and out they go. Everyone gets a pretty good start. Someone does get a little bit slow there. So we go down to the first few corners, which is a chicane, or very long S-bends. So Willy Wonka there holds out in first with Centino behind. Close behind them is Dennis. Fourth is Kenobi so far. Fifth is SG2. So they've kept the places from the grid start, with Alfie in 6. Closely followed by Jay West. C-Mac has obviously changed his car to the Mazda 3 instead of the Supra, thinking it would be better. Just runs it wide there. That's allowed Marco, Alder. Obviously everyone's bunching up a little bit. Just trying to find their rhythm, find the space. Ooh, a little bit of a bump there on the tunnel. The Saint, welcome the Saint to MRC, who's running in 13th at the moment. He is a new driver. We have Wolf Sports there in 14th in a Swift, just taking up the back end at the moment, but that Swift can be quite good. Centino trying to put a move on Willy Wonka. It doesn't not. Willy Wonka holds the line. Obviously these 3 guys battling so far. First, second and third, and it's not even finished over with lap 1. Again, Willy Wonka's just holding his racing line. See what's going on at the back. They have pulled a bit of a gap away from Kenobi, with SG2 still running in 5th. Jay West now got past Alfie, chasing down, with Berserker Boy in 8th. 9th is C-Mac. 10th is Locke. 11th Marco's done a great job so far from getting up from 13th. Again, the new lad, the Saint, just running in 12th. A bit of a bump there on the barrier from Alder. And 14th is Wolf Motorsports. Obviously he keeps to the left hand side when the race line's on the right. A few gaps there already. It's only on to lap 2. This is where, and who went off? It's Locke. He's ran it wide, managed to keep it going straight. So we've got C-Mac, Berserker Boy, Jay West, Alfie, SG2, all in one big clump, with Kenobi as well. Just need to be careful, guys. Again, a little bit of bumping there. Nearly 3 wide going into that turn down to the tunnel. Jay West has picked up a half-second penalty there for his troubles. Again, he'll take it on this lap, I think, which is on the start-finish straight. And these guys are all very close together. Kenobi now trying to put in a pass on SG2. See how this goes. Side by side. SG2 gets closes the door back on him. Kenobi takes the tighter line. Going down to the next corner. SG2 just backs off, just gives him the room. Jay West behind. Obviously, again, he's got the half-second penalty to contend with. No need to battle at the moment. A bit of a late move there by Berserker Boy. Just jump on board. That's a bit of a late move to me, but I'll have another look. Obviously gets a bit of a bump there from C-Mac. Jay West takes... Obviously Jay West has got the penalty, so he will take it now. That's allowed Berserker Boy to go up, move up. Again, guys, just a little bit hasty there. We'll go back up to the front. Willy Wonka there. Pulling out with nearly a 2-second, 3-second gap over Centino, who's been chased down by Dennis. Obviously a gap between Dennis and Kenobi. SG2's not too far behind. With Berserker Boy, C-Mac, Alfie's picked up a penalty as well. Jay West, Locke, Marco, the Saint, all now starting to clamber up to each other. Obviously, as two guys battling, it does allow the others to pick up and catch them. Okay, 14th is Wolf Motorsports. Obviously, he's had a holiday, so he's just got back into racing. So we'll be just getting used to racing with us, with all the guys. Aldair's up in 13th. Again, he's just holding back there. See if anything happens. Saint on the inside of Marco. Does he get the job done? He does. A great move there by the Saint. Proving his worth in the MRC. It's great to see. Obviously, his next target is Locke, who's chasing down Alfie, who's still got the half-second penalty, which he'll take this lap. Jay West up in 8th. Obviously chasing down Berserker Boy as he pulls at the inside. Does he get the job done? A bit of a tap there. Obviously this is a tricky corner to overtake on. He hits the barrier. Again, if you do try and want to overtake, it's best to get a better exit on the last corner down to the straight. SG2 and C-Mac battling for 5th and 6th. Will that allow Kenobi to move forward a bit more for time? SG runs it wide, but still manages to keep hold of the place there. Jay West slowly catching up again, so is Berserker Boy. Alfie's there as well, just waiting in the wings, see if anything happens. See the Saint, Marco, not too far behind. Locke now under fire from Aldair. Aldair runs it out on the outside. Locke on the inside, who does get the better run. It does look like Aldair's got it on him. Well, Locke comes back on the inside. These two battling really hard now for 13th and 12th. We'll stick with these guys. Who gets the better slipstream, if there any. Side by side, over the hill, under the tunnel, going down to the left-hander, who's got the latest brakes. Locke keeps it in on the inside, keeps his place. Aldair now has to think about it, doing it again. These guys are just starting to space themselves out now. 7 minutes into the race, lap 4. Berserker Boy trying to put a move on C-Mac. C-Mac runs it wide, just lets Berserker go. Obviously Alfie gets in on it as well. Berserker hits the barrier. Now Jay West is going to clamp down on these two guys, SG and Kenobi, battling for 4th and 5th. Both on racing mediums at the front, as this track can be high degradation on tyres. We'll move up to the front. Centino and Dennis still battling for 2nd and 3rd. As these two are battling, that's allowing Willy Wonka again to pull away. A fantastic season so far by Willy Wonka. Just getting the job done, keeping out of trouble. Now Dennis has got the run on. How did that happen? We'll have a look. Dennis gets up the inside. Centino just looks like he just clipped the wall on the outside there. That's allowed, obviously, Dennis to get more speed out of the exit. So now Centino's got to battle hard to try and get his place back. Kenobi, obviously, now has just left SG. Now he's battling with Berserker Boy, Jay West, and Alfie. We'll have a look, see how this gets on. Coming down to the left-hander. Jay West pulls to the left-hand side. 3 wide doesn't go in there, but plenty of room. Again, going into the S's, a few bumps and knocks. A little bit there from a little bit of a dive there from Berserker Boy. SG comes back at him. Just lets him go. Now Alfie's up the back of SG2. We've seen Mac now down to 9th. Obviously just running wide. As you can see there with the Saint and Marco in the background. Again, just need a little bit more patience on some of these tracks. Just to bide your time. Can't overtake in every corner. Otherwise, if you do and you make a mistake, you can ruin someone's race, not just your own. Dennis still in 2nd place with a bit of about a 2nd gap from Centino. Willy Wonka just storming ahead. Again, obviously people have chose different tyre choices as well that suits them. Alfie with another half-second penalty. The Saints getting up the inside of Mac. See Mac there with Marco closely behind. Aldair's up in the 13th with Locke down to 12th. Just runs it wide, nearly clips the wall there. Wolf Motorsports just running in 14th, just racing his own race at the moment. As you can see there, Locke's got some damage from that. That will repair, but it will lose him time and a bit of speed. So you've got Marco in 11th, C-Mac 10th, the Saint 9th, SG2 in 8th, all battling. You do get some good battles in midfield towards the end as well, not just at the front. Again, it's not all about the points or who's got the win. It's about having a very great clean battle. C-Mac on the outside of the Saint. Does he get the job done? Now he gets the inside. No, he gives him the room. A little bit of a tap there. Nothing serious. Has that put C-Mac? And I think... what has happened to C-Mac? Just go back a little bit there. Jump on board. Just a little tap. Nothing serious. Obviously gets a bump off Marco. Oh. And that's C-Mac left the race. Clearly his mechanics have told him to quit, which is a bit unlucky. So we'll jump back with Willy Wonka there, who's still running out in first. We'll just jump on board with Willy Wonka at the moment, again. As you can see, guys, we do have the Keep Fighting for Les logo on the cars. So hopefully Les is doing okay, as he was diagnosed the other week with prostate cancer. Again, the MRC do support you, Les, so keep fighting. We have Centino in second, closely followed by Dennis with half-second penalty. Just jump back into that camp. Now Dennis is going to put a move on the inside of Centino. Doesn't do it. Centino's got wires and closes the door. I'll just grab a drink, quick drink, guys. So these guys again battling, but Dennis has got a half-second penalty that will put him about a second or so further back from Centino. Jay West is up to 4 with Kenobi in 5th now. Berserker's in 6th. Alfie's in 7th. SG2 still in 8th place, closely followed by the Saint, who's doing really well so far in his first race. Marco in 10th. Locke and Aldair exchanging places there. So obviously Aldair's now up to 11th with Locke 12th. And Wolf Motorsports is still running in 13th now. As you can see now, obviously with Dennis taking that penalty, that's allowed Centino to get away. About a second and a half to 2 second gap now. Jay West not too far behind. Kenobi as well. Berserker runs it a little bit wide there with Alfie. And closely catching up. SG2 still under fire from the Saint. These two guys on different tyre strategies, both in the same machinery. Marco's not too far behind him in the Supra in 10th. Aldair now pulling the gap on Locke. And again, Wolf Sports in 13th, just running his own race. Obviously getting used, but they say he's been on holiday, so getting used to racing back with the guys. And we will jump on wide. It's quiet at the moment. We will jump on board with someone. We'll pick one of the drivers. To go for a lap round the circuit. Berserker Boys still in 6th. Alfie picking up a personal best sector there in the Swift. The Saint has managed to get past SG2 there. But SG2's not letting him get away. Obviously, guys, we're into 16 minutes now to the 30-minute race. Marco does seem to be dropping off a little bit, but not too much. Again, Aldair's pulling a bigger gap on Locke. And Wolf Motorsport is quite a fair way back. And we will jump on with Alfie. So we're going to the first set of corners. Again, you can see them both taking different lines. No one really to bother Alfie at the back, so all he needs to do is concentrate on the one in front, Berserker Boy. Alfie taking a tighter line there. Gets really close to it, to Berserker Boy. As you can see, the Swift is quite good round here. To be honest, it's probably one of the meta cars for this season. A lot of tyre smoke and dust getting kicked up there by Berserker Boy. The only thing that lacks is in the Swift is top end speed, but if you keep hold of the slipstream from Berserker Boy, you should catch up to him quite relatively quick. does, he's still catching him. Pulls to the left a little bit, just to show his nose. Again, Alfie takes the tighter line than Berserker Boy. Again, no one to bother Alfie from behind. Alfie closes up a bit more. Again, he got a tighter line, gets a better exit than Berserker Boy. Coming into the last two corners now. Gets the power down early. Gets really up close now to Berserker Boy. Can he get the overtake done? We'll stay on board with him. Alfie pulls to the right hand side. Just move the camera slightly to the left. And just getting squeezed out a little bit there. But Alfie realises and just backs off a little bit. So great racing. Thanks for the lap, Alfie. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Again, the guys at the front now, top 3, 4, have all pulled away. Willy Wonka there doing a superb job. A lot of his consistency is in the 2 minutes laps. Car's really working well for him. Centino, 2 minute ones, 2s, a mixed bag there of time and lap times. As with Dennis there. Jay West out on his own. Kenobi is too, not too far behind Jay West. Berserker Boy and Alfie now. Can Alfie pull the move on him? Gets up the inside. He does. Go back a bit. Let's see how he does that. Gets out the slipstream a little bit earlier. Plenty of room there on the left. Takes it easily. Great job, Alfie. Obviously, Berserk Boy tries and fights back. But just can't get his position back at the moment. Alfie really doing his best now. Can he pull the gap on him to get away from him? That Swift is really good on the exits of corners, especially the slow ones. SG2's got back past the Saint, but they're still battling for 8th and 9th. We're going into the last 10 minutes of the race now. Locke's managed to get past Alday. I do apologise if I've missed these guys, but there's that much battling going on. It's hard to keep up. Runs it out, Locke runs it really wide there, but Alday gets up the inside of him for the start finish. Locke to the left, Alday on the right. Locke has to concede and pull in behind Alday, going up to the first set of corners. Marco just running out in 10th on his own at the moment. SG2's pulled a bit of a gap there on the Saint. Obviously, SG2's tyres are a little bit more fresher using the medium compound, so they will be coming back into play. Berserker there in 7th. Alfie has managed to pull a bit of a gap, about second or so gap ahead. Now he's chasing down Kenobi for 5th. Jay West still in 4th, out on his own. Dennis is out on his own. Centino is out on his own. And obviously Willy Wonka. And let's jump on board with Willy Wonka for a lap round as well with him. Get a couple of laps in from different perspectives and different racing types. So we go down the start finish straight. Again, no one behind him to bother him now. All he needs to do is just keep a clear eye on the road in front. Slightly lifts off there, neatly tucked in. That corner can be a little bit tricky with the speed. Brake as late as you dare for this one under the tunnel. Get the power on really early, let it run wide. Tighten on the brakes, get it tightened into the corner again. Getting the power on early is crucial. Just let it course round this one. Again, going into the left-hander, going towards the bridges and tunnel. Sorry, the tunnels, not the bridges. And up the hill. Just let the gears drag out that little bit longer, as much as you can. And you go back down the hill, out the tunnel. Got some great speed there. Again, you can brake a little bit later. There's 2 lines into that corner. Willie Wonka gets the tighter line, lets it run wide. Goes through the S's. Gets it tighter on the right-hander. Just misses his gear there a little bit, but nothing to worry about. Again, there is only a few overtaking places on this track. Unless you're really, really brave and you want to ruin your race. Gets it really tucked in there. Oh, just taps the wall coming out. No damage though. Thanks Willie Wonka for another lap of the Trial Mountain Circuit. Appreciate that. Ooh, do apologise for that, guys. So second is Zentino. Again, you can see Dennis in the background there in third. Jay West also just slightly in the picture, with Kenobi chasing him down as best he can, but he's got Alfie to contend with for 6th and 5th. Does look like Alfie is really catching him up now. Berserker's in 7th. 8th is the same. Again, these two, him and SG2, are battling really hard. He's pulled a bit of a gap there on SG2. Marco's in 10th, so he's not too far behind. Locke back up to 11th from Aldair. We're not too far behind, and we have Wolf Sports still running in 13th. Now Alfie's really on the back of Kenobi now. What can Kenobi do? Can he hold it? Can he defend really well? Again, these two guys taking slightly different lines. But Alfie does look like he got the better exit there. As it go through the tunnel and up the hills and back down. Alfie now pulls out the slipstream. Tries and gets alongside Kenobi. He does. He gets really alongside. Does he get the inside? He does. How does Kenobi react? He tucks in behind. Goes for the switcheroo. Alfie just hits the barrier. That's unlucky, but manages to keep it ahead of Kenobi. Great racing, guys. Fantastic overtakes. That's what we like to see, is the battling. Alfie just slightly pulling away there. His tyres are a little bit warm, but he's got damage as well, but he's still keeping ahead of Kenobi. Kenobi can't do nothing about it at the moment. That Swift is quite quick. You can see there, Berserker Boy, not too far behind. Obviously Alfie's got rid of the damage. Now he can put his foot back down further. Pulls to the left. Tries and breaks the slipstream. Kenobi's on the left hand side. And again, Alfie's just pulled away slightly. Again, Saint has pulled a bit of a gap up there on SG2. Marco's not too far, but he's dropped off a little bit more. Just can't get that Supra to connect to the track. These two guys, again, Locke and Aldair battling for 11 and 12. Really now these two have been battling all race. To and fro in the positions. A little bit of a late lunge there by Locke. Manages to get out of it. Again, Wolf Motorsports now just at the back. He's got the blue flags. Clearly he has Willy Wonka climbing up his tail. Hopefully he sees the blue flags and just lets Willy Wonka past. Let's see, Willy Wonka now is just... Again, he's got the fastest lap as well. A 2 minutes .006. He's not too far behind. You can see Centino there. And Dennis all in the same, near enough in the same picture. Jay West coming around to the start finish straight. Coming up to the final few minutes of the race. Alfie now doing a great job in 5th. Still got Kenobi behind him. Kenobi hits the barrier on the exit. That's going to lose him a bit of speed. Berserker Boy in 7th. 8th is the Saint. 9th is SG2. 10th is Marco. 11th is Haldair. He's pulled a bit of a gap there on Locke. Now, we'll go back a bit there. Obviously, Wolf Sports needs to let Willy Wonka past. He needs to come off the racing line as the blue flags are out. He doesn't. This could be one for the stewards, I think. Yeah, Willy Wonka hopefully gets past him here. Yeah, Wolf Motorsports does not need to race against him. He is being overtook. He does need to race against Willy Wonka. That's not his rival at the moment. Santino still running in 2nd. Could this be the last lap? I think it is. Again, I think everyone's just pretty much settled at the moment. So we'll just stay on with Willy Wonka now coming into the last few corners. Comes into the final corner. A fantastic race and qualifying by Willy Wonka again. And he brings it home for 1st place. Well done, Willy Wonka. Santino in 2nd. Great racing for Santino. Another 2nd place. Dennis on the podium for 3rd place. Jay West in 4th. Across the line, as you can see in the background, we have Kenobi. Has managed to get past Alfie. Let's see how he did that. Alfie's picked up a penalty. I don't want to go too far back, but yeah, Alfie's picked up a penalty there, which is very unlucky. Not what you needed towards the end of the race. Obviously that will go towards a 2nd, because obviously he doesn't, unless he takes it now. He does, so he gets rid of the penalty. So great job by Kenobi, great job by Alfie for 5th and 6th. 7th is Berserker Boy. 8th is the Sid, a great race from him. 9th is SG2. Bringing it home in 10th is Marco. Solid race there for Marco. And Locke is bringing it home in 11th with Haldair in 12th. Obviously, Wolf Motorsports finished in 13th. Close race, these guys. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. and I will see you for the next race.